Back in June, a wrong-way driver on I-25 went more than 30 miles before crashing head-on, killing herself and injuring 4 others, including a toddler. And today we're hearing for the first time from Colorado State Patrol about what went wrong that night. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. A state trooper tried desperately to stop the driver but couldn't. 9 News investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola has been pushing for answers, and tonight CSP is finally responding.
We will never know what was going through the mind of Jaylene Miramontes, the wrong-way driver of this minivan. With her toddler and another man in the van, the 26-year-old drove at speeds exceeding 90 miles per hour on the wrong side of I-25 and completely ignored a state trooper.
Pull over now!
The pursuit began in the town of Meade, 30 miles north of downtown Denver, just before 3 a.m. on June 8th. Our review of State Patrol Dashcam and witness cell phone footage shows Jaylene Miramontes traveled 31 miles in the wrong direction before crashing into another car. She killed herself. An autopsy report shows she was drunk and high on meth at the time. Her toddler and the man in the van survived. A woman in the other car survived with multiple broken bones.
We would have loved to stop this person. But at the end of the day, this person was significantly intoxicated and was driving on the wrong side of I-25. And we only have so many things that we can do that are lawful and safe.
For the first time, we hear from Colonel Matthew Packard, the head of Colorado State Patrol, about their review of this pursuit. The trooper pursued Miramontes for 15 miles, also in the wrong direction, before a supervisor called off the crash at I-25 and 470. We've learned the trooper violated pursuit policy.
And I think the biggest lesson that we've learned in this case is we were along for the ride for too long. All of the analysis will show you the longer a pursuit goes, the worse the outcomes get. And we needed to make a decision sooner about whether to stay in it or to try to end it.
So should he have done a pit maneuver earlier?
And I won't speak specifically to tactics. Troopers have a lot of different options, and there's a lot of things to consider, and that's where we have to give some grace to the troopers that are driving the cars in those moments, because it's a really challenging and complex decision in stressful circumstances, and we try to give them a lot of options.
Colorado State Patrol denied our records request to find out what action was given to the trooper. Colonel Packard wouldn't say anything about that either.
Was this trooper disciplined?
I'm not going to comment on personnel action.
Okay. Was he given a written warning?
Same answer, Jeremy. What I'll tell you is every single one of these incidents, and this is not unique, we strive to find lessons to learn and make sure the trooper has the opportunity to learn from it as well.
The trooper is still working for CSP. Dispatch audio also reveals State Patrol tried getting other police agencies to stop this driver, but nobody could get to her in time before this crash. Back to you guys.
The outcome was so tragic in so many ways and terrifying when we look at that video, Jeremy. So you hope that everyone takes away something from this in a positive way so it doesn't happen again.
Very much so, but sadly, a 3-year-old little girl will have to live the rest of her life without her mother.
That's awful. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a live look outside right now and take a look at that picture. A nice fall day, but we are in for a chilly night ahead, as happens around this time of year. Our Weather Impact team is also tracking your Halloween forecast, Kathy.
Phil, thank you so much for helping state the obvious there, right? It is the end of October. Yes, it's going to be cool, but not scary cold, and it will be dry for Halloween. We don't have any organized storm systems on the way to bring any beneficial moisture to the state over the next 5 to 7 days, which is a bit unusual because at some point that other shoe is going to fall, and at this point it's going to be a very loud thud when it gets here. We have light snow over the higher peaks and travel's great. I-25, I-70, no issues. Temperatures today in the 50s. We're typically in the low 60s, but it's still nice outside, especially when you don't have a cold north wind blowing. We have a bit of wind over some of the higher passes like Loveland Pass, Red Cliff Pass, Kenosha Pass. Not a big impact for travel there. We are kind of in between storms, the jet stream carrying everything up and over Colorado, and that's going to be the trend for the next 3 to 5 days. So other than a few high clouds coming in tonight and for the start of Halloween Friday, not all that exciting. So temperatures in the low 50s now, dropping 10 degrees by 10 o'clock. After a cool night, we have a Halloween forecast that's not that scary and a warmer weekend. We are heading into the first weekend of November. So when you're getting those costumes ready and getting those pumpkins carved, temperatures will be in the 40s. So an extra layer tomorrow night, a good idea, but you won't need a shovel or an umbrella.
All right, Kathy, thank you. The Weld County Coroner has confirmed that exposure to hydrogen sulfide is what killed 6 people at a dairy farm more than 2 months ago. This happened in late August at Prospect Valley Dairy in Keenesburg. 3 of the victims there working for an electric company doing some work on the farm. We also know one of the victims was a high school student. Experts say hydrogen sulfide is a toxic gas that comes from decomposing manure and that it is a known danger in dairy operations. OSHA and the Weld County Sheriff's Office are still investigating the incidents.
It's been more than a month since the shooting at Evergreen High School. The community is still healing, but finding strength through gratitude. Today, students, staff, and neighbors came together for an event called Thank the Helpers, honoring the first responders who answered that call at Evergreen High. The deputies there were presented with a plaque and with more than 250 handwritten thank you notes. Evergreen Fire and Rescue, bus drivers, and other community helpers were also recognized.
It is now day 30 of the government shutdown. The Senate wrapped up today without a deal again and won't meet again until Monday, which means the shutdown will stretch into at least its 34th day, tying the longest in U.S. history, meaning millions of Americans could soon feel the impact. Funding for food stamps runs out Saturday, which could cut off benefits for more than 40 million people if no deal is reached. Back here closer to home, Denver city leaders are launching a new task force to help millions of families losing SNAP benefits.
Mayor Mike Johnston says about 100,000 people in the city will be impacted, nearly half of them kids. The Food Assistance Task Force will team up with food banks and nonprofits to keep pantries stocked, make sure families can find help close to home. They can't do it alone, though. Johnston is urging Denverites to step up and help out any way they can. You can drop off non-perishable food at any Denver rec center. And starting this weekend, free Saturday lunches for kids will be offered at 14 rec centers across the city.
When times are toughest, Denver pulls together. We are prepared to do that, but we need everyone to step up and chip in and lend a hand.
Today, the Joint Budget Committee also approved a pair of Governor Polis's requests. One allows the state to provide $10 million in food assistance at food banks. The other request continues to fund WIC operations through the month of November.
Colorado is finding all kinds of ways to bridge the gap in Pitkin County. Officials have approved emergency funds to give out grocery gift cards, matching each household's usual SNAP amount, and extra support for the local food pantry Harvest for Hunger. Those cards will be available starting November 5th through the county's Human Services Office in Aspen.